Hello, fellow comic book lovers, collectors, and aficionados. Vin Crew here with this bitch is back issue comic haul. And I just want to thank you guys for indulging me the last couple of videos. I know they weren't what I'm known for, my back issue comic hauls, but they were just things I wanted to do for a little while, and I really appreciate once again letting me do that, and they were a lot of fun. So maybe if you enjoyed them, maybe I can do some different ones down the road. But anyways, let's get back to what I enjoyed doing, and that's I'd much rather bitch than rant, So let's do some bitching. And I've noticed a couple of, it's funny, I've noticed a couple of other YouTubers using that moniker that, is that a anagram? I don't know, whatever that is, but bitch is definitely something I can take credit for creating, I would like to say. So go ahead and feel free to use it. I think it serves perfectly the reason behind it. So, but anyways, let's get on to some books here. This first set of books here is a random act of kindness from who's turning out to be just a great guy. I mean, just a fantastic gentleman as far as I'm concerned. Leslie has sent me some more books, and once again, he doesn't do any YouTube videos, but just always commenting, always watching, and just a great guy to get to know. And I'd strongly suggest subbing to the guy regardless. Just look for some comments from him, Leslie Fletcher, on some of my past videos, and just go ahead and sub him. I hope that doesn't upset you too much, Leslie, but I think you need the recognition, and I'd love to see you do some videos. I really would. You really do know a lot of stuff about the books, and so on. You're teaching me some things, so I appreciate that. And he sent me this stack of books, and it definitely was random. I definitely, I got 3 packages that day, and when I got to Leslie's, his was last, and I'm like, man, I didn't order these books. And all of a sudden I saw this book, and I go, okay, and I looked at the thing, and it said Leslie. I go, okay, now I know what's going on here. And so I immediately emailed them and thanked them and whatnot. And I feel so horrible because he won't tell me what he would like, what he collects. He doesn't do videos, so I can't tell what he collects, so I don't know what to send him as a thank you. So it's just maddening. Let me know, Leslie. But anyways, he sent me this book here. This is a book that he had mentioned a couple of videos back about this being the first appearance of baby Superman. Now, boy, that just opens up a whole can of worms to me that I'm not going to really go down, but holy cow, how many different new Supermans do we need? This reminds me of, when Superman died and they came up with the 4 new Supermans, and then he came back and he was red and he was blue, and then he became both, and none of these characters, as far as I know, have had any sustainability. A little bit with the Supergirl series, but I don't know. I just, I really try to limit the books I buy that are post 2011. But anyways, this is a book that he had mentioned, and very grateful to have this, because this was a book I was looking for. So thank you. He sent this book. I'm not sure what the significance of this book is. Batman Beyond Universe 13. Maybe Leslie or someone else can tell me what that is. Then he sent me Detective Comics 647. Is that first spoiler? I think it's first spoiler. It's one of the Batgirls. This Hulk 13 with the Deadpool cover. Very cool. And this one I know has some significance too. And this is a Hastings variant. This is to Star Wars 13. Like I said, I know there's some significance to this book. I know there's a first appearance of this, so maybe somebody can tell me what that is. And then lastly, I think this is the second print of Justice Society of America, or JSA #2 classified. Beautiful Power Girl Adam Hughes covers. So thank you so much, Leslie. I really do appreciate that. It really is very cool. And then I did a trade with a fellow YouTuber. I think most all of you know who he is. KKN Comics, Mike. And he had seen or saw one of my previous videos, and I had shown that was lucky enough to find a second copy of First Livewire. Holy cow! That book, I probably had 5 or 6 people ask me for a trade on that book. And, I'm the kind of guy that once you commit to somebody and you say, hey, this is your book, the deal is done, the book isn't on the market anymore. Hint, hint to somebody who was trying to do a trade with me and decided that he was going to keep his books on the market after we had committed a deal with each other. But anyways, it's over and done with. So anyway, we did the Livewire deal. I sent him the Livewire. He sent me this unbelievable book, Cry of Dawn #1, signed by Joseph Linsner himself. Look at that, huh? I mean, no COA, but that doesn't bother me. So very, very cool. I wanted Cry for Dawn #1 first print for God knows how long. So, and this will go up on the wall, Mike. And hey, Mike, if anybody has not checked out Michael's last video, please check it out. I'm not going to divulge what it's about, but it's very endearing, and it's well worth checking out. And Michael, you have all my admiration and my respect and my thoughts and my prayers, and that took a lot of guts, a lot of strength, and a lot of courage to do what you just did. So, and I'm still up for that other trade. I don't know what happened. I texted you, and I'm not sure if you didn't get it or what the deal was. But anyways, if you're still up for that second trade, I am still up for it. So, all right. So thank you very much, Michael, and thank you so much, Leslie. I appreciate that. All right, so moving along. This is what I bought in the last few weeks here. Let's just get started here. I'm very happy to get this book right here, Action Comics 254. This is significant for quite a few reasons. It's the third appearance of Supergirl, so an extremely early appearance of Supergirl. And this is the first appearance of Bizarro 1, I believe they call him, which is the true Bizarro. Not true, but it's the Bizarro that we are accustomed to seeing in the modern age of comics. And don't get me wrong, I would love to have a Superboy 68, the first Bizarro. But that, I believe, is just a Bizarro copy of Superboy. This is the adult version, and like I said, the one that we are all accustomed to seeing. And the only thing that's a little bit better than having this book right here is to have a second copy of it. Now, this book is not as a nice a condition. It does have a little piece missing here, which I didn't know. That's why I was able to find this book here. So if anybody is interested in this book, let me know. It is up for trade. So if you want the first Bizarro 1 and the first Supergirl, I can send you pictures too beyond that. Found some more Atom, Legend of the Blue Marvel, #2, #3, and #4. So now I just need #5, and I have that mini-series complete. Very happy to find this book. I found it for $0.25 for $0.25 at Big Brains. And that is Alex and Ada #1 first print. So super happy to find that. I've been looking for that book for a while. I don't know what they sell for on eBay, but I know it's a sought after book, and it was quite hot there for a while. So, all right, moving along. This next book here, if I told you I found an Amazing Spider-Man that had only 680 copies printed, or approximately, this is what they estimate. That, to put it in perspective, is half of what the Dell'Otto 688 or 668, 688, the Dell'Otto 688 1 in 50, or the Mary Jane Venom. That's half of what the print estimation is on those books. That would seem pretty darn rare, wouldn't it? I mean, that's got to be one of the rarest Amazing Spider-Man books as far as I know of. Now, some of you can correct me or whatever, but that would happen to be this book right here. And you're maybe saying to yourself, Michael, you're out of your freaking mind. That's just Amazing Spider-Man 681. Yes, it is. But I was up on, now, granted, I have no way to verify, but this guy seemed pretty legit. I mean, he seemed to have really done his homework and really did a pretty good job and was really dug deep into this thing here. And I stumbled across it's like a blog site, website. It was called Rare Comics, and it's put on by a gentleman named Ben Noble, he's done a ton of articles. It's just really great reading about newsstand versus direct, the 75-cent Canadian price variance, a lot of stuff on Spawn and Savage Dragon and things of that nature. And one of the articles that caught my eye was the newsstand print ratios of Amazing Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, and was it X-Men, I think? No. There was one other one he did, but the Amazing Spider-Man caught my attention. And what he did is he figured out as best as he could, based on the dwindling amount of newsstand versus direct, of what that ratio would be. And he extrapolated that 681 and 680 as a newsstand both would have an approximate print run of 680. All right. And this is the newsstand. You can tell right. I hope you can. That comes in all right. And here's the direct edition. So you can hopefully see the two differences. All right. So, and very, very cool. So I got to give kudos to this Ben Noble guy. Very, very cool. I love reading that kind of stuff. Really, really cool stuff. So, all right, was able to pick this book up. I went to Half Price Books, and I found two big books. I was just shocked that I found, and one of them was this book here. It's Amazing Spider-Man 40. It's the origin of Green Goblin. It's a VG copy, but I paid $21 or $22 for this book. It's complete. The cover is attached to both staples. Centerfold is attached. There's some big time creasing going on. And then there's a little bit of writing on the P and the D. But other than that, I mean, I'm okay with that. I can't afford high-grade copies of this kind of book. No way in heck. All right. At Half Price Books, I found Adam 28. I think I paid $5 for that book. Went to another comic shop and found, no, this book is beat to hell. Let me just get these out of here. It is Avengers 11. So now I do own an Avengers 11. Like I said, it is a pretty rough copy, but I'm very, very ecstatic to have this book. I'm not paying $125 for fine copies of this book. No way in hell. I just don't think it's worth that much. But now with this book, I do have everything from issue 7 on the Avengers. So very, very happy. And if I get a chance, I'll upgrade this book. Don't get me wrong. But I've got a thing with Joker covers. And so I stumbled upon Aztec number 6 and just loved that cover. So grabbed that book very quickly. I think I paid $1 for that. Haven't shown many Batmans recently, but still working on my completion of 144, which is the first 12-cent issue until it ends. And this is issue 162, so I'm inching closer to that. Here is one of the newer books that I bought recently. I'm a huge Art Germ fan, and this is the Legacy Art Germ Batman. Is this the Rebirth? I don't get... It's one of the Batman Rebirth one, but absolutely love that. I've seen a few people show that in their videos, so very, very happy to have that in my collection. This is the other book that I found at Half Price Books, and I paid $12 for this book. $12. Now, I've only used the term ghost. I've had what I would call 2 ghost books in my collection. One would have been that Wonder Woman 98, which I, in all full disclosure, did part with that book. And this would be another book that I would term as a ghost, meaning you just don't find them. There are only 10 universal graded ones of these, and the highest one is a 9.0. There are no copies available on eBay of this book, and there are only 3 in the completed sales. So once again, this book is super hard to find. I've mentioned this book a couple of times, and I was just stumbling through the back issues, and I saw this. I just threw it right in the stack. I didn't even look at the price, but when I got it, I couldn't believe it. This is Black Hawk 133. This is the first appearance of Zinda Blake, Lady Blackhawk, the first Lady Blackhawk. Anybody who knows about this book will contest that this book is near impossible to find in any grade, regardless. You go to a show or a con, I doubt you'll find more than one, if you're lucky, of this on any dealer's walls. It's just extremely hard to find. So to get this for $12, complete, staples attached, I mean, it's not the best condition. There's some issues going on, but holy cow, there were two 1.8s on eBay that were raw on the completed sales. One sold for $89 and the other one sold for $99. Sold with 12, 13 bids. So, like I said, that book is extremely hard to find in any condition. Found Boys number 7, I believe that is. That was another key that I was looking for, and I always loved that cover. Found a couple more. My Brave and the Bold. There's number 56 and number 66. All right. Found another copy of I believe this is an Adam Hughes cover. This is the last issue of Catwoman, issue number 83. Tough book to find. It's just, I've seen it in quite a few people's videos now, and it's a great cover. If anyone's interested in that, it is a second copy, so that is up on the trade block. Working on my Conans still. Found a Conan issue number 4. So I pretty much, I think I'm missing issue 9, and then what's the first Elric? 14. I think I've got, once I get those two, I have everything 1 through 25 complete for sure. As I mentioned before, I was down to needing 3 issues of Daredevil to complete the entire first volume. So I was lucky enough to find issue number 5, the first Matador, and issue number 3 is, I don't know if that's the first appearance of the Owl. I know it's the origin of the Owl. Not quite sure if it's the first appearance, but regardless of so now all I need is Daredevil number 2 to complete the entire first volume. So very, very happy about that. I know OP Orlando mentioned that I'm a big Hasbro variant collector. Yes, I do love my Hasbro variant. So I was able to find Deathlock the Demolisher number 1 Hasbro variant. Always working on my detective run. Here's 393. Nothing big on that. Found a copy of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? This has been optioned for a show or a movie. I think it's a show. I want to say it's on Sci-Fi or something like that. I paid what I paid, $1.50, $1.75 for that book. Oh, here's another Joker cover I found. Futures End 20. I'd never owned that book. So, all right, another book that's been spec'd on. This is Ghost Rider, the all-new Ghost Rider, number 1. This is the new, it's not Johnny Blaze, and it's not, forgot the other person's name. But this is a new Ghost Rider, and it's a brother team, I believe. And anyways, what the scuttlebutt is that they showed a bus that had some paintings on it, a mural on it for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it had that fire chain that one Inhuman was using in the last few episodes. So everybody thought at first that was going to be him on the show. That's why the chain was on there. He's going to be more and more prominent. But it turns out that they did a casting which sounds eerily close to this brother combination of that is the new Ghost Rider. So now they're speculating that this Ghost Rider is going to show up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I hope that makes sense. This was a book I'd been looking for a while, and I just could never find it. I don't know why. But this is Girl Frenzy. This is The Secret, Young Justice. This is the first appearance of Young Justice in comic book form. So I'm a huge Young Justice fan. I love that TV show. I hope they do a third series of it. But if you're interested in getting their first appearance, that is their first appearance. Speaking of TV shows and movies or whatnot, The Kitchen has been optioned for a, I want to say this is a TV show on Sci-Fi, I think. I don't know. It gets so hard and so confusing. This is a book I was happy to find. This is Machine Man number 19. It's the last issue of this series. Very hard to find. And it's the first appearance of Jack-o'-lantern, which is the second Green Goblin. So if you're a Goblin collector, I think Tumoa is, or somebody in that area, you might want to put this on your want list. This is a second copy, so if anyone is interested, that also is up on the trade block. This book, there is a select group of people that I really value their information when it comes to books that could show some volatility. Now, once again, I'm not a speculator. I don't sell books. I trade books. I don't sell books. Very rarely does that happen. I don't have an eBay store or any of that nature. But I do enjoy the hunt of looking for books that have great potential and are hot and whatnot. And his name is Aaron Chua, Chua. He has some blog sites. He frequents the Google Plus sites. I personally take what he says to have some value and merit. So he is buying many copies of this particular book, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur number 1. This is the 1 in 25 variant. If you look on eBay, which I did recently, I think the cheapest you can find these is $40 now. So it is getting up there. I know at one time it was a $15, $20 book when it first came out. So I'm not telling you to buy them. I'm just telling you that this is a person that I enjoy reading what he does. I respect the homework he puts into it and the legwork. And so I went ahead and picked it up. All right, speaking of another variant, this is the Chung Incentive 1 in 17 to New Avengers 4, which is the first Maria Hill. This has got Ronin on the cover there, so just love that. Oh, very nice. Here's a book I'd been looking for a long time, and I bought 2 copies of it. Both times they were the second print, like an idiot. Finally found a first print of Non-Player number 1. I believe it was Mercenat that first brought this to everybody's forefront, and since then it has taken off. I don't know what these are selling on eBay for. I believe it's only a 2-issue series also, and there's multiple printings of this book. So, but it is sought after, so if you're interested, I would suggest picking up Non-Player. Found another copy at that half-price books of NYX number 5, which is the third appearance of X-23. So I do have doubles of that if anyone's interested. All right, here's a book that, oh my God, I've been wanting this book so friggin' long, but I just didn't want to pay $75 or $100. And it seems like all of them are on eBay, are graded, and even more than that. And I finally found one. San Diego Comic-Con 2, second appearance of Hellboy. First appearance is on Dime Press 4. Please don't jump on me for that. I would love a Dime Press 4, don't get me wrong. Unfortunately, it's not high on my list of wanting for a book. If I stumble across it, I will. To me, it's okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love these cameo kind of things and all that, but it's a foreign book, which really, I don't collect a lot of foreign books, so that is a huge strike against it. But I'm happy with this, is what I'm saying. All right, so this next book I found was another article on that Ben Noble site. Like I said, he does a lot of stuff with Savage Dragon, Invincible, Spawn, that sort of a thing. So this next book here actually is the first appearance of Invincible. It predates these 2 books here, which is what I thought were the first full appearances first appearance of Invincible. Noble Causes, Family Secrets number 3. That is the variant with Invincible right there. And then Tech Jacket number 1. Like I said, this predates that. And that book is this book right here, Savage Dragon number 102. This does have like a 4 or 5 page preview of Invincible number 1. And like I said, it predates both Tech Jacket and Noble Causes Family Secrets number 3. So if you're an Invincible fan and you want his first appearances, you might want to hunt that one if you don't have it on your list. I love these X-Men Evolution books, these variants. So I do pick them up whenever I find them. This is the Secret Avengers number 13. This is the Beast one. Look at that. Unbelievable. Oh, just love those. Okay, and I'm going to end my last book here with this. There's a few people. Well, let's just put it this way. If anybody has been on YouTube for, let's say, more than 3 or 4 months, I dare you to say that they do not, that this community does not change your collecting views a little bit, if not a lot. And there are a few people, I'm not mad at you, I love you guys for the knowledge that you give, but you do hurt my pocketbook, all right? And these would have been books I would have never dreamed of owning on my collection, but once I see them, I'm like, I gotta have them. And there's a couple of you on there that have really dented my pocketbook, Captain Strangelove, Mercenaut, quite a few. And then there's this other person that really opened my eyes up to a different world of collecting. And when I first started watching YouTube a couple years back, he showed this book, and I absolutely have wanted it since then. But I didn't want to pay $200, $250, $225 for this book. I just couldn't justify it. So finally, after so long, I have my Spawn Black and White number 1. Now, what this is this was only available as an extremely early incentive. It came out in 1997. The only way you could get this was you had to order for every 50 copies of Spawn 65, issue 60. It didn't even have a first appearance or anything. You could get 1 copy of Black and White Spawn. And if you look on recalledcomics.com, they estimate, and so does this Ben Noble, who also did an article on it, that 3,100 of these exist. All right, so man, am I so freaking happy to have that book. So now I've got, oh man, I forgot to pull out my, oh no, I can get it right here. But here's my Spawn Mocha 3D. Here is, pull it down here, sorry guys. My Malibu Sun 13. My Spawn number 1, regular print, and newsprint, which if you read this Ben Noble, he estimates only 1% of all the Spawn books are newsstand. And then lastly, I also own the Crusade, which I call this the Lotus. This is the book. Right now, this is what it is it was sent, I've talked about this before, I don't know if you, well, it was sent in a clamshell like this. It was to promote this, Lotus, and it was done by McFarlane. I don't even know whatever happened to this thing, but it had the VHS tape, a copy of Spawn number 1, and this book right here, which is a very interesting book. If you look at my room tour, I did explain a little bit about that book. If you look on eBay, people are asking $60, $70 for that particular ash can right by itself. This did not predate Malibu Sun. This came out even after Spawn number 1. It was, however, printed before Malibu Sun. So very happy to have all of those books. So let's just get a picture of Spawn Black and White. Where'd you go? There's my baby. So very, very, very happy to have that book. Oh my gosh, it's almost 30 minutes long. Hey, one last thing before I leave. I want to thank everybody. I just cracked 800 subs and subscriptions. So hey, I want to thank you guys for that. I mean, I say this every time. It just absolutely is humbling befuddling to me that 800 and some people have chosen to subscribe to me. I mean, unless you understand what bitch means, back issue comic haul, rarely, I shouldn't say never, but I mean, I put comic in the comic room tour, and I think that was the first time I used comic in 2 years, or at least a year, on any of my uploads. I don't use key books, and I don't focus on action figures and statues and other things. It's strictly just comics, and I don't do the art, so it just befuddles me. And like I said, it's extremely humbling, and I want to thank every single one of you guys for following me and watching my stuff. And with that, I'm going to end this. Van Crew signing off. Thank you.